Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Completionist playthrough of Diablo 2 on Hardcore. And before we start this episode off properly, there's a few quick tasks to accomplish. First, a brief summary. And before this episode I did level up to 85. I had a pretty uneventful and chill time in the Ancient Tunnels. When it comes to our skill point, we're going to put it into Firebolt, in anticipation of some plus skills, at least to the Fire Tree, that will improve our Fire Mastery, somewhat upholding the balance between the two. But when it comes to our attributes, we're going to hold off from spending them for just a moment until after we are done with our gambling session, because it might be the case that an amulet we end up using might have some strength on it, so we'll see about that. During farming I also picked up some valuable items and sold the contents of that stash page we had to arrive at over 1.5 million gold, and I also upgraded a flawless ruby to a perfect one along the way. This gem right here. The inventory is emptied for the purposes of that gambling spree. But first, we are indeed going to do something different and spend this socket quest reward to spruce up our skin of the Viper Magi, make it a little better, a little snazzier, and this addition of 38 life is going to help us recuperate the likely loss that we're going to suffer when we switch off of Mahimoke Curio. So now the only thing to do is, well, we're going to get a little bit more gold after promptly selling back the orb Anya gives us. Yeah, a nice 35k here, but now on to the gambling. As always, I was a fool to hold out a sliver of hope for this. But anyway, here are the results of our gambling. This is as many amulets as we could afford, and I'll scroll through them, but I can tell you right now there's nothing good in there. Some of these amulets have some plus skills on them, but nothing impressive. And I've separated these two simply because of their item level, 89, which is the highest so far, and just a slightly bit better than what we can get through farming level 85 areas. And we also have this ring that I misclicked on. I've re-equipped all of our charms from before, but we still need to reach for this one to get that plus 5 strength boost, and as soon as we spend our attributes into strength as well, we will have enough to be able to safely stop using Mahimoke Curio in favor of this plus 3 to fire skills amulet instead. And let's do a quick damage comparison. Right now our fireballs are doing from 3000 to 3400 damage, but with the amulet equipped, boom, a significant increase of basically 1000, and for Meteor it will be about 2000. So this should be noticeable, and with that switch we are as ready as we will ever be in this playthrough, I guess. I don't expect any other gear changes. But before we confront our worst nightmares in Nihlathak's temple, which will be our next destination, let's go for a quick Eldritch kill, just to warm ourselves up a little bit, but primarily to give Emilio a chance to activate his Holy Freeze aura, and give ourselves an opportunity to pick up a valuable item or two, because we are completely broke. We need to financially recover from this, this very responsible spending of all of our money on gambling. Alright, here's something. That's a classic, losing all of your money on some gambling opportunities. I probably shouldn't even be joking about this. But anyway, Emilio has his aura now activated, and we have an item that will give us a slight bit of financial stability. We should at least have enough to resurrect Emilio if he happens to die. Now I should be a little bit more calm about this, and there's no point in delaying this any longer. Let's get this nightmare over with. Oh man, let's first be extremely careful around these Pindle Knights. Well, I would like to see some stuff in there. Alright, through the teachings of combat, Emilio has become stronger, and we need to bust a move. Because I don't want to be anywhere close to these guys when they wake up. Alright, and here, of course, as usual, we need to scout the southern premises. And try to fight some stuff on the way, although we really shouldn't be doing this with these Minotaur guys around. Because, of course, through hitting Emilio, they will get their frenzy stacks and just completely obliterate him. But perhaps we could keep them in check by putting them in hit recovery all the time. Now that our fireballs pack quite a bit more of a punch. Anyway. Yeah, it might be possible. Especially if we add a meteor in there. Maybe if it's not a special group, we can even confront these minotaurs. It's like, you can see that they can get slowed down through our, you know, Holy Freeze aura. I would like to fight a little bit more before we descend to the next level, but, you know, their chill effectiveness is minimal at this point. It's probably like -10 or something like that. Basically does nothing. So we shouldn't be counting on that, but if we keep putting them into hit recovery, they shouldn't be too dangerous, I guess. Unless it's some kind of a crazy special group. I wanted to keep the visibility a little bit better by not activating the map, but I think it is necessary now. Just to get our bearings. Alright, maybe there's something interesting to fight in here, in this chamber, but if there isn't anything worth our attention, I'll just move on. Emilio, take a look around. Alright, whatever. Off we go to the second level. And here we're going to do our check, and indeed it's the exact same layout throughout all 3 difficulties in this playthrough. And of course, by flagging this waypoint, we ensure that, well, we won't be farming Pindle on this character. Even if we survive to the end of this playthrough. We have these porcupine guys. They're always dangerous. Yeah, there's a little bit more than what we bargained for, I think, in there. But yeah, we must never lose our... never let our guard down, I meant to say. I was like, what's the expression? But somehow I managed to finish that sentence. Oh, another special group of these porcupine guys. Let's approach carefully. Let's not go around these tombs and whatnot. Oh yes, and Emilio, lead the way. Alright, anything else? Alright, they just keep coming. No problem, Emilio is holding the line. Just feed him a potion there. And we're fine. Alright. Hell Plague or whatever, I guess I can pick that up. Oh, wow, okay, we do have some juice in there. They do seem to be pretty juiced up. There seem to be a special group. Okay, there's some very sweet conviction aura. We shouldn't be staying here to fight this guy who is also immune to both of our elements to make matters worse. Which of course will make our job of killing him way tougher. But perhaps we can approach from this way and eliminate some other opposition before we take him on. Doesn't help that Emilio is poisoned. I'm kind of feeding him potions, but that always wears him down. And, you know, let us replenish our stuff. Let's replenish our own juice. Alright, and there we go. Here's the last guy. I just wanted to clear absolutely all of his little buddies. Let's kill this porcupine dude. And we should be in the clear. to get this kill. Alright. Let's check out our situation here. We won't have any space in our Horadric cube. Let's actually do a bit of management here. Well, this I will just add to our collection anyway, but let's not now get down to business. Although I think everything else, yeah, it's also stuff that we need to deposit. We do have enough gold for 1 Emilio resurrection, if it comes to that. 50 strength, 15 strength on the ring, pretty nice if that was accompanied by some sweet stuff in the form of it being a rare ring. With that amount of strength, I wouldn't complain about it, one bit. Alright, anyway, okay, we immediately know that this is going to be bottom left, and let's check out the danger level here. There can be some really threatening monsters here. But at least 2 out of the 3... Okay, we do have the poison vipers. They are one of the worst that can spawn here. There can also be some archers. And that, of course, makes it so that... okay, let's use some rejuves. And let's make... this situation more under our control before we continue, I guess. I was about to say that, you know, archers and these poison vipers are problematic in the fact that if there are some present in Nihlathak's room, and even if we teleport around, of course they will still remain dangerous by firing their bolts. Of course it's going to be more difficult than just having to confront melee enemies that would just follow us around and not do much else. Alright, this might sell for something, but before we go much further... Oh, we can't fit that in there? Alright, maybe let's do one more inventory management stop here before we move on. Alright, not too much here, but perhaps this will provide us with some cash. Okay, even though it didn't even require identification, and 20 strength on that ring. That ring one up to the previous one. Alright, but I wanted to mention something before we confront Nihlathak himself. Because there is a property that's present on 3 items in the whole game. A property that's called Slain Enemies Rest in Peace. And that property makes the enemies you kill not leave a corpse behind, thus depriving Nihlathak of his only weapon, basically, because it deprives him of targets for his corpse explosion. And those items are Tyrael's Might, an armor that's, I think, the rarest unique in the game, Nature's Peace, a unique ring, that's also pretty rare. But then there's this rune word called Lawbringer that you can make in a couple of weapon types, and that one is more accessible, even though we cannot do it because we are lacking a Lem rune for it. So we will have to do it the hard way anyway, but I've needed to mention that there is that. There are some items that you can use here to trivialize this whole fight. But we will do it the old-fashioned way of just trying not to kill anything but Nihlathak himself by just feeding him some meteors. Fortunately, he is not immune to fire. But we already have some guys that died. Oh wow, he's not taking much damage from anything we do. Oh, I wanted to give that full rejuve to Emilio. Alright, Nihlathak teleported somewhere else. I don't want to kill that flare that's attacking us. For obvious reasons here. Whew, but somehow we did it. Yes, bite it, you scum. Oh my god. That was pretty intense. But we made it. A major obstacle is now out of our way. Woo! And also we can treat ourselves to a pretty cool line by PlugY here about Nihlathak and our battle.
Nihlathak was a vile demon that shall find his home among the tortured minions of hell. You battled the darkness without fear. I laud your skill and courage.
Oh, there was fear, PlugY. Be assured of that. But also, with this line, I think this is going to be the last one we listen to, but just a final general remark about all of their speeches and gossips. I would really encourage you to explore those on your own when you play the game, because there are a lot of cool comments they make and little storylines they share with you, and through those you can really get to know these characters much better. And you know, for instance, how Mala lost her son to the demons, or how everyone here thinks Larzuk is crazy and a weirdo because of his inventive ideas, or how Anya's father was the only elder who wanted to ask for outsider help against Baal, and so on. It's really cool to listen to those. Anyway, still feeling the heat of that last battle. Let's at least try to get some more cash after that Emilio resurrection. Alright, we have recuperated a little bit. Oh yeah, let's also personalize another item to officially get that quest completed and grayed out. I think we're going to just continue the tradition of naming our gauntlets, especially since this is going to have a pretty cool ring to it. Nesharin's Mage Fist. Sounds pretty alright. Another pretty legit option would have been to, you know, name the skin of the Viper Magi that we have already modified and kind of customized to our liking a little bit. That would make it a really snazzy outfit. But this is going to be cool as well. Now let's just replenish our standard potions and we will be ready to go on to the next thing. Alright, here I think we found the exit pretty close. And now the frozen Tundra, we will have to do a pretty thorough exploration, because there's a waypoint to flag here, of course. And I think the danger level is pretty uneven. We do have these gremlins that don't do much on their own, but we do have some archers that we do have to be careful around. Okay, and these guys. They are immune to physical here. So, for once, this is a job for Nesharin herself, and only her. We won't be able to count on Emilio here. There was that special group earlier of some archers, and I feel compelled to go up to them in a moment and confront them. This will happen in just a moment. Okay, this is a situation that we have here on our hands. Emilio, don't run away from the opponents. Run into them. Run closer to them. That is your role. Seem to be getting confused when it comes to this. Oh man, picking up full rejuve like this is a bit painful, but we've got to do what we got to do for now. going to have to get rid of that immediately. And try not to get cursed again. Let's kind of stay on the move. Give them some meteors to stand in as the immobile archers that they are. Okay, but their boss is fire immune, and that has been the cause of our troubles. Emilio doesn't have a clear line of approach to him, I think. This time it wasn't because he was unwilling. I think this time Emilio was excused. Anyway, before we do much more here, let's just take whatever. Okay, Mighty Scepter. And this. And let's get rid of that amplify damage. And to do some trading. Alright, not the best. Not the most profits, but it's okay. We're bouncing back from our financial crisis. Alright, and let us search for that waypoint. That was a pretty good battle here in the frozen tundra. Alright, there we go. You rascals. Oh yeah. Sweet. Prioritizing Emilio. Just attacking that tower with no one on there. Instead of the archers that were just a step further away. It's pretty crowdy in this frozen tundra. No matter where we teleport, it seems we are immediately surrounded by some guys. Let's make sure Emilio will engage that group. Just placing him properly. Like directly in front of them.
I can't carry anymore. Impossible.
Oh man, I'm really trying to hold off. Wait a second. Oh man, really needed to scratch my nose there. And we need to be fully prepared. We cannot have such distractions when we approach the entrance to the next area, knowing that there will be some champions to greet us here. We need to be in tip-top shape, man. Alright, we can replenish some stuff here. We do have a full rejuve to add to our belt. Alright, whatever. Now let's check out this area and assess the danger level. Okay, again with the slow, icy guys, I like that. Okay, we have some demons and casters. Okay. Not too bad at all, considering the possibilities. Here, like the undead charger guys, for example, can make yet another appearance. There's plenty of nasty guys that can spawn in the Ancient's Way. but fortunately we won't have to deal with them this time. You know, that amplify damage, let's just get rid of it. Okay, this group we can definitely take on. Oh, another one. Another one. They're pretty juicy. I think the little Carver demons, even though they are not immune to anything, they will respond by far the best to frozen orbs. But then we have the cold immune guys all around them. Yeah, frozen orb definitely gets the job done here, and we do have our waypoint. Alright, another goal accomplished. And there's a lot of stuff that I would like to kill. So let's just take them from a more favorable way of approach. Alright. Alrighty then. I can already see the passage to our next objective, which is Snapchip Shatter. Combat Shrine, let me pass on that for now. Alright, we have the Vipers, of course, but let's carefully look for some other monsters. There could be Gloams, there could be Dolls, there could be absolute hell in this area. So let us, okay, not too bad with these bats. And let's just make sure about our situation here. Okay, Minotaur's not too good, but maybe we can deal with that. But of course that won't happen if we give them this many frenzy stacks. And of course, because they're champions, they weren't as likely to get stunned by going into hit recovery, but okay, somehow we dealt with them. Let's just re-establish our potion supplies here. Okay, we are completely full. Let's see what the deal is here. Okay, yeah, we have some junk. Just first deposit some stuff and then trade.
Good afternoon.
Really scrambling for some money, huh? Okay, another 35k should make me a little bit more calm about that. Alright, let's just take them from afar here. Let's not be in the line of fire of these bone spears. That would be preferable. Alright, let's get rid of that amplify damage here. And let's check out what we have. I'm just really carefully scouring the area. It'll be really nice to clear out the premises before we engage Snapchip Shatter. Oh, Grax. How many? Ethereal? Oh, maybe that's something to hold on to. for some other playthrough. Maybe we can make use of something here. Alright, come to the grinder. Let me just deposit some stuff because I would like to get that wire fleece. Let's complete our objective here. Snapchip Shatter. Amplify damage back on us immediately. But doesn't matter. Emilio is getting some full rejuves. And we are just burning them to crisp. Alright. Let's just deal with the situation we have here. Actually, we can even put that full rejuve into our belt. There was a gem clank there. Alright. This will be it. And I think we can explore more of this Ancient's Way to find the passage to the Ancients themselves. I think we will leave them for the next episode. Can even do this evil urn. But yeah, I think the absolute final challenges will be left for the next episode, but since the monster selection here is not too bad at all, we can at least explore and find where we will need to go next time. Let's try to funnel them into this corridor a little bit instead of fighting in the open. You know, these carvers and carver shamans here, of course, have much more staying power than they had in like Act 1 when they were falling much easier. So of course, through their resurrections and their shenanigans, of course, they just are problematic for much longer. But it's okay. We're dealing with them. Alright, there it is. Passage to the Ariat Summit. Okay, we are saved. We will know where to go next time. And it's just like, I just don't want to stop playing. Let's just kill a couple more dudes. And then head for a well-deserved break, I think, before the final stretch. Do we have something? Okay, we do have something in here. Let's just get that trading completed. Alright. Whew. That wasn't that wasn't the easiest set of fights, but we yet live. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I thank you for watching, and I hope you will join me next time for the final episode of the series. Indeed, whether we win or lose, whether we live or die, Nesharin's fate shall be determined in the next episode. Hope to see you there, and take care.